probably would had LeBron been there. So now, Skip, he has the ball. LeBron said, I saw this the first game. You can see he has a very high basketball IQ.
I think LeBron said he saw it in their first little preseason scrimmage when he was a G Leaguer. And within 2 weeks, they decided,
ain't no more two-way.
Let's put him on the roster.
Ain't no more two-way. Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and so, Skip, so sometimes guys need opportunities. Like Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram needed his own team. He wasn't going to be able to do what he's doing with LeBron. Julius Randle needed his own team. He couldn't continuously do what he needed his own team. Jalen Brunson needed his team.
Fair enough.
Boy, Mark Cuban kicking his own butt right now. After watching this kid down the stretch, you could have used that, Mark.
Hey.
but sometimes, Skip, you look at Austin Reaves, Skip, and he just get better in the moment. Sometimes, guys, you like, yeah, Skip, he played well in the regular season, but the playoffs are different. The finality of it, the intensity of it, the physicality of it. The kid, like, if you didn't know better, you would not know this was his very first playoff game, and he's an undrafted free agent because he's playing like he belongs. He plays, he acts, I belong here. And Dame Lillard said, my bad. He's him. He like that. He for real.
Okay. So what did I see from Austin Reaves yesterday? He scores the first bucket of the game, and he backpedals up the floor doing the LeBron shoulder shrug, like the bully shrug.
Yeah.
He scored it on Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
And again, Austin Reaves was ready for some trash talk yesterday.
Yeah.
You guys want to dish? I'll dish it first.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Then he makes his first three with 7:33 left, and he turns to the crowd. You couldn't really see it on TV. He wheels sideways to the Memphis crowd and does ice water in my veins. Ice water in your veins? This is your first ever playoff start at a hard place to play against a team that loves to trash talk.
But you know what, Skip? He's feeling it. He said he grew up an hour and a half from Memphis. He had 100 family friends.
That's what he said. Was it 100? I heard 20. Whatever.
What you say? You got like 100.
Okay, all right.
But not necessarily. Maybe it's just some people from his hometown that drove up.
It's this tiny little town called Newark, Arkansas.
Right.
Newark, Arkansas.
So he's like, Skip, you know, hey, the people see, they ain't probably, a lot of these people have probably never seen Austin Reaves play since high school.
That is probably true. I mean, except on television.
Right, on television. And so now he's like, I got to put on the show.
Okay.
And boy, did he ever.
And then he makes that last bucket that was really the dagger of the game. And it wasn't a clean shot. It kind of bounced around and fell through. And then he goes up the court yelling, I am him. I am him. What?
Yes.
Wait, LeBron's on the floor. AD's on the floor. For that matter, Ja was on the floor. Just
Jaren Jackson's
on the floor. And for that matter, Desmond Bain, and we can go on Dylan Brooks. I am him. Austin Reaves
But Skip, it wasn't an easy shot because if you remember, he's coming left to right, and he pulled, he's like, hey.
I know.
After he had just hit the deep three.
It's cooking. If we could see those, I don't know if we've been showing them, but we got them in a row. These are his 3 trash talk shots. This is the first one. He goes right up.
That should have been an and one.
Should have been. And
he shrugged it off. He shrugged it off.
You're kidding me.
He's like, bro, give me that thing.
I got this. And he turns to the crowd and does ice water in my face.
Freeze.
What? And then we got, I am him.
Look at this.
I am him.
AD, they put him in the pit. He said, AD, I don't give you this rock. I got that.
Well, I am him. I am him. and I got to tell you, when he gets rammed in midair, when he takes in the lane, which he does often, he is an attack mode player.
Yes.
He has a great talent for he can rebalance in the air. He can sort of hang and sort of gather himself and get back to a shooting position. A lot of guys just go sideways and spin out of control. But he can regroup and hang and make the shot. And that's a lot of and ones. He is setting the tone for why they keep getting to the free throw line more than the opposition does. And he is also setting some of the tone on defense. And they finished, since the trade deadline, they were top 3 in defense. For a long time, they were top 1. But tell me defense didn't play a role here because, again, AD did have 7 blocks. So they're hanging their hat on the defensive end.
Yeah, well, Skip, you have 11 block shots to 2. I mean, anytime you can get double-digit block shots, if you remember, Skip, they led the league in block shots the year they won the championship.
They did.
But you had JaVale. You had Dwight Howard. You had AD.
You did.
So you had 2 7-footers, a 6'10", and a 6'9". So, yeah, you're going to average 7, 8, 9. I mean, one game they had like 14, 16 blocks. So you're going to get a lot of blocks.
Okay, you have Mo Bamba and you have Wenyen Gabriel, and they barely, they played 30 seconds because they were not needed yesterday, correct?
Yes. But, Skip, if now without Steven Adams and without the other guy that's injured with the Achilles, I think he has Achilles.
Yeah, Brandon Clark.
Skip, rebounding. 45-34. They were the best rebounding team. Steven Adams, because between Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson, Skip, they're going to give you 17 to 20 rebounds just between those two.
I mean, Tillman played 22 minutes and gave you 3 rebounds. It's not good enough.
Not good. No. You could you count on Big Adams to give you double digits. He's going to give you double-digit rebound. Clark is the Energizer Bunny, so he's going to get probably 3 or 4 offensive rebounds just on hustle alone. And so now they're not able to control the boards like they once could. They're not the defensive team that they once was without Big Adams. So now all of a sudden, teams don't have a problem because you know one thing, Jaren Jackson is coming. When he comes, you replace. Because he's going to be out of position. So it's either for you to get a dunk or you can grab the offensive rebound. Just replace him. Whoever Jaren Jackson is guarding, he's coming from the weak side to challenge everything.
A lot of times, LeBron was trying to rest on defense against Triple J. And for that game, on that day, you couldn't do it because he got a hot hand. So you're going to have to honor him a little bit more because he was the only guy who kept him in the game. Okay, now speaking of LeBron, this is just me. He said after the game, it was our supporting cast that won the game for us. Okay, I don't even like reference to supporting cast because they got a basketball team. That's what... My point is, you don't even need to call them supporting cast. You just have a squad. That's what you have. The pieces do fit. Okay, that's my first take on the post game. You don't even need to refer to them as supporting cast because they are propping you up instead of letting you down, right? And then it was Desmond Bane who said after the game of Hachimura, he said, our game plan was going in, make him make shots, and he did. You tip your cap. He probably had the best game of his career. You could argue that. But it's a 7-game series, said Desmond Bane. Let's see if he can do it again Wednesday. So they're daring Hachimura. Well, it's rare. He's not going to make that many threes because you don't need him to make that many threes because somebody else will step up and make threes.
But are you sure Jaren Jackson is going to go 13 to 21?
He will not. I agree with you.
You make it see, and what? The question is, how hurt?
Okay, that's it.
Ja.
So he went out with 5:48 left, came down and bent his wrist back all the way, wrong way. They were down 4 at that point. I don't think they would have won the game with him. I could be wrong. But he said, it's iffy, I'm in jeopardy. But again, Triple J said after the game that he's just telling you all that. At the end of the day, he feels fine. He'll push through anything. He's just going to tell y'all something good. So he's saying that he's poor-mouthing, he's sandbagging, he's just setting you up, but he's going to play. I'll buy that. I believe he's going to play. Did it look like he hurt himself? Yes, it did. And it was already wounded to start with. Okay?
I'm going to make him shoot it.
Okay.
I'm going to treat him like y'all said, Hachimura. Say, hey, let's see if he can do it.
Well, remember, he shot 30% from 3 this year.
I'm going to see. I'm going to keep him out the paint. And if he can make threes, he can make outside jumpers. I'm going to live with that. But I'm going to keep him out of the paint.
So my biggest takeaway watching game 1 was the Lakers are just better than Memphis. They're just better. In every way, shape, and form. They're just, I'll say this, they're a little better. And I'm with you. I could easily see them winning game 2. And then we got to readjust our predictions, which we'll do a little later in the show.
Round 2 unfolds in Memphis on Wednesday, guys, before this series heads back to L.A.
Oh, we get that kind of rest?
All right, still to come here on Undisputed. Russell Westbrook, guys, is he why the Clippers upset the Suns? Plus, did the Kings show they are for real versus the Warriors? And don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM.